Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is January the 26th, 2023, and today the topic is odd as faithful. When you guys look at the show notes or the title or anything like that, you guys want to see capital O D, capital S, and the word faithful. Um, the interesting thing is, I was going to name the title God's Faithfulness, because that's what I ended up studying about this morning. But something led me to name it the way I did. I guess for a few reasons. So, one interesting thing is once I started to look up the Bible verses and whatnot, y'all know where I went, right? I went to openbible.info, one of my number one places to look for verses that are centered around certain topics, right? And so I go on there, and every time I typed in God's faithfulness, it showed up like that. Uh, it would find verses, but it would show up as OD, as faithful. And I'm like, why is it doing that? And I would type it in again and it would do the same thing. And I felt like, I guess the Lord was showing me something through that. So yeah, I will get into that in a second or whatever. Let me tell y'all about yesterday. Not too much report. I just was trying to get some confirmations and whatnot regarding the moves I want to make, talking to my focus group, you know what I mean? Yeah, I do feel like I have a bit of a focus group. I just have, a handful of individuals that I bounce ideas off of. So shout out to the people that got back to me and everything like that about their opinions and giving me some wisdom, right? Some things to think about and whatnot as I embark on perhaps some new journeys. I'll put it like that. And yeah, I was getting some good feedback about some things that I am looking to embark on. We're gonna see what the Lord do. I'm still seeking the Lord as well to lead me and guide me and everything like that. But yeah, that's majority of what yesterday looked like. Last night I ended up working at the church. They had like a night of worship, and I was in the back with the youth and whatnot. Very, very interesting, man. It's just this generation of youth is just on another level. Like, I feel like I talk about this all the time, but hey, you know, like their interactions with adults is just very different. Like, it's just very different. I feel like when I was a kid, an adult told you to do something, you would do it. Like, these kids are on something else these days. And not that the kids were bad last night. It just was like we were supposed to be watching a movie and they would be running around, and these are older kids. It ain't like they babies. That's the other thing too. So it was just very interesting. It's like so are there ants in your pants? Like, why do you feel like you need to run around right now? Like, chill. It's just, yeah, it's very interesting to observe. And for me, yeah, it was an observation because, like, you know, although yes, I was the adult in the room alongside another lady, I could tell that they had a relationship with her. I'm like a new face, so I just kind of was more so observing than anything. Yes, I was watching the kids, and yes, I was like, being like, hey, so we should probably do this, so let's try to do that, and I would try to do other things to kind of like let them know that we were serious about the things that we were asking them to do. But at the same time, I was kind of just observing because I'm like, trying to figure out, like, is this the norm? Like, do they always do this? Like, is there any type of structure when it comes to being back here? Things like that. So anyway, we're gonna see what the Lord do with all of that. I don't know. Are these going to be the same kids that I work with when I start the Madam Miraculous small group? I have no clue. But yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the Lord do. Anyway, any other announcements? Well, Y'all know that tonight is, what today? Today is Wednesday. No, today is Thursday. Today is Thursday, and we have a new show launching tonight, y'all. Biblical Sex 101, y'all, with the Christian Sexpert. Looking forward to seeing what we're gonna learn tonight. I hope that you guys are excited about this new series. I am. Yeah, man, perhaps we're gonna learn a thing or two. Biblical Sex 101 starts tonight and should be airing on the last Thursdays of the month, but tonight will be the first one. Y'all know that tomorrow is Friday as well, and Mr. Dr. Benny T. Davis Sr. will be our guest on Friday's episode of the GSL Talk Show. So yeah, those are pretty much my announcements and everything like that. Let's get into this conversation. OD, capital S, faithful, or better known as God's faithfulness, because that's what I kept typing in. So, I guess there's a few reasons again that I focused on this topic for today. One thing is the prayer meditation that I listened to this morning was centered around this concept. So that was one reason. And then the interesting thing is, as I started to think about it and look up the verses and all the different type of stuff, I was remembering, like, wait a minute, there was a quote that I shared yesterday that kind of, reiterates this as well. Our friends over at Lace Ministries shared some images, and I shared them on our pages as well. And so I wrote down two quotes that I wanted to share with you all this morning, that I guess I would say is the inspiration of why I'm studying or why I am talking about this now. So the quote that was on the prayer and meditation this morning, or the image that was on the prayer and meditation this morning, it said this. It said, God was there when you were thinking about him and when you weren't. So that was already good, because I was like, it definitely reminded me of my days when it was just me and the Lord, right? It reminded me of a song that I wrote for the Lord a long time ago. I know I told y'all I need to work on my music. I need to get this inspirational album out, and everything like that. So I know, because I know I enjoy the songs. I believe that the Lord enjoys the songs too, but I think that hopefully they will encourage and inspire you all as well. So hopefully, real soon I'll start recording those. But that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is it reminded me of those things, right? And then, like I said, I was reminded of the quote that I shared a couple of times yesterday. And that said, even when you can't hear from God, he hears you. So, ultimately, again, I'm just reminded that, the Lord is always there. I love the different descriptions that they had in the prayer meditation this morning. They had me to think about the sun and how, basically like every day, I know for sure, or I don't question that the sun is going to rise, right? And that the sun is going to set. Same thing with the ocean or whatnot. Like, it continually does what it does, right? It goes in, it goes out, right? Now, obviously, of course, God can switch that up anytime he wants to. Like, he can be like, let's not have the sun come out today, or whatever the case is. However, for the most part, these are like constants, right? These are things that consistently happen. And the prayer meditation this morning pretty much used those things as like examples of God's faithfulness, right? Now y'all may wonder, like, why did you write that as OD, capital S, faithful? Like, why did you do that? I mean, I already told you all the backstory about the openbible.info. But let me tell y'all what I felt like the Lord was sharing with me this morning about his faithfulness. I felt like that kept coming up the way it did in this odd, weird, different way, because that's what his faithfulness is like. It's different. It's on another level. It's not fully understood. It's all of those things. And I feel like that's why it kept coming up. I know that might sound weird to people. Y'all might be like, oh, there might be a glitch on that website. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, I felt like the Lord was speaking to me about it because honestly, it is like for someone to constantly be faithful, regardless of what somebody else do. I feel like that concept is very foreign to us as humans. Like I questioned God about this back in the day, like back when your girl look during the cultivation period, and especially when I was dealing with certain dudes and stuff. And I felt in my heart that I was supposed to just continue to show love, right? Continue to, you know, be nice, be kind, show love, all those different things. Maybe because again, those are the things that I was studying. Because again, I during that time, I was challenging myself to read the entire Bible, all that different stuff that I was doing. And so there's one gentleman in particular that I just kept just showing that love, grace, mercy, all that stuff too. And sometimes I would question, I'm like, what, well, Lord, why you got me? You know what I mean? On one hand, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a Christian, right? As a person showing love. But at the same time, I would get the people in my ear saying, oh, well, you're being naive, or don't let people take advantage of you, or and then I would study about boundaries and all these different type of things, and I would feel like what was in my heart to do was just so foreign. I would feel like something ain't right about me doing this way, even though this is what the word say. And then on one hand, yes, I do feel like, okay, well, the Lord was just showing me a little taste of what he do for us, right? And even though again I wasn't necessarily fully comfortable with it, me doing it, it did help me to understand God on another level, because again, regardless of what I've done, right, and regardless of the times that I may have spit in his face with my actions, right, regardless of the times where I turn my back on him, again, probably with my actions or whatever else, he continued to love me, right? Continue to show me grace and mercy and all those things. And I know I talk about this on the juice all the time, that again, we appreciate that stuff when it's for us, right? But for whatever reason, we don't give that to others. And we don't feel right giving that to others. And everything like that. Again, now I'm not saying, anything against what the word is saying, at the end of the day, yes, I do feel like there are boundaries, right? There are certain stipulations. I don't think we should cross the line and become Jesus, right? Because Jesus is Jesus, like we are humans. So I can never be Jesus, right? Especially to someone else. I can be a representation. I can do my part. I can sow a seed. I can water the seed. I can plant the seed, whatever the case is. I can do those things, but God will be doing the rest. He'll be doing the main things. And I feel like, again, that was something that I was also seeing when it came to my ex, the gentleman that I was with before I got with my husband. Like, one of the main issues about that situation is, again, showing love, grace, mercy, all those things. But at some point it got to be like, not say to my detriment, but like I had to come to terms with, I know my mentor told me this back then, and it helped me understand like what's going on. Basically, she was like, I feel like I already said it. She was like, you aren't God. I'm not that, you are not God. Some things is only for God, right? Yes, you can show love. Yes, you can show grace, you show mercy, all those different things. But at the same time, there are boundaries, right? This gentleman was not my husband. And therefore, something, even though, yes, I wanted to be there and show love and all that different type of stuff. But at some point, the Lord told me that it was enough, right? Enough was enough. And that was it for me in regards to being that person to show that. Now, what the Lord did with him afterwards, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's his journey, and everything like that. But whatever we had had to come to an end for me to be here now, today, and everything like that, to be where I am, be doing what I'm doing, all those different things. And that's just me, for me, like whatever's happening with him as well. Like we had to separate, right, for him to get to wherever he is, and stuff like that as well. So that's the thing, I guess at the end of the day, when I think about this love, right, this unconditional, this faithfulness, all the different things that God presents to us again. So yeah, that's where it comes from, y'all. That's why I named it OD, big S, faithful, as well, because the Lord was showing me that his what he do, his faithfulness, his love, all that is different and on another level. It's beyond. And that's what I ended up studying today. So let's get into it. Let's see what the Bible has to say. So Lamentations 3:22-23 says, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. So, there's a few things I was reminded of this morning as I was reading and writing down this verse. One thing is that, like, I feel like we as humans, we have the impression that, again, God is just up there judging every move that we make, and that he might be mad at us, or maybe he hates us, or things like that. I feel like I've heard people say those things, and people question God's love and grace and mercy and all that type of stuff. Like, because I feel like deep in our hearts, we know that we wouldn't do that, right? If someone was constantly treating us wrong, or constantly, sinning, or whatever the case is, like if they were constantly going against us, right? We know deep within that we wouldn't take it. At some point we will be done. And so I guess that guilt and that shame and all of that comes to us, and we think that God hates us. We think that God's mad at us. We think that, maybe we think that he won't forgive us or something, which is weird, because again, the Bible tells us over and over again, about not only his faithfulness, but if he wants us to forgive, like imagine the forgiveness that he gives us. I mean, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it talks about it, and I've heard repeatedly. Now I need to go and find the Bible verse so y'all can go look at this yourself if you want. But I heard that God will cast our sins and all those things into the sea of forgiveness, like he don't even remember it no more. And we keep drudging it back up. We the ones that keep keeping it on our hearts and minds and X, Y, and Z. But he don't even, like, I mean, now this verse doesn't say that, but it does say here that his mercies never come to an end, and they are new every morning. And so, I mean, yeah, we got to go and find that verse, y'all, about the, being cast into the sea of forgiveness and stuff like that. But that's my understanding of what I've received over the years regarding God and his faithfulness and his mercy and grace and forgiveness and all those things. So, you don't have to feel like that God hates you. At the end of the day, God does not hate you. God loves you. And obviously, according to this, there's new mercy for you every day. And it never ceases. I don't know what y'all think never means, but far as all I've known over the years is never means, not to say it means never, but not ever. Like, I don't know what I don't know. Like, I mean, I think again, Satan will use anything to come between us, right? Will come between us and the Lord, or try, right, to come between us and the Lord. And so he'll use our guilt, right? He'll use those things that, us falling, us failing, and all those things to try to use that as a wedge. But if you remember what the Bible has to say, y'all, it says that nothing can come between us, right? Nothing can separate us from the love of God. So yeah, just keep these things in mind when you get attacked with those thoughts and those ideas that God hates you, or things like that, like, or God's mad, or whatever the case is. Again, even take a new day as a reminder. I mean, now again, it does say every morning, right? The mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. So, I mean, if you have, again, a new day, you see a new day, you got breath in your body, all that good stuff, show that, we need to look at that as a reminder of this promise, right? Let's look at it as, okay, the Lord has given me another chance, and live accordingly, Anyway, I mean, obviously we can go deep about that. I mean, so let's keep going. 2 Thessalonians 3:3, it says, but the Lord is faithful. He will establish you and guard you against the evil one. So there you go. There you go. I mean, I don't have too much to say about that. Honestly, it says what it says. Let him establish you and guard you against the evil one and these evil ideas and concepts that we were just talking about. So let's keep going. 2 Timothy 2:13, it says, if we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. So at the end of the day, not even just saying it's not about us. I mean, obviously it's for us as well, but I guess it boils down to the fact that he said he can't deny himself. So therefore, he's gonna remain faithful to you because he said he's gonna be faithful to you. Even when you are faithless, right? Even when you're not faithful. Same like this verse was saying, this quote was saying earlier, even when we're not thinking about God, he's there thinking about us. Or even when we can't hear him, he's hearing us, things like that. And so something to think about, y'all, something to think about. Numbers 23:19, it says, God is not man that he should lie, or a son of man that he should change his mind. Has he said, and will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not fulfill it? So again, he's not going to deny himself. Like at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, he's gonna be faithful at his word. Like he's gonna keep his word. Again, I think we should model this. I think we should try our best to do this, especially when it comes to others, right? But at the end of the day, again, understanding that odd is faithful. Understanding that it might be foreign to us, it might be weird to us, it might be strange, all those different words and things. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful, beautiful gift, and we shouldn't take it lightly. Again, God's grace and mercy and faithfulness. Whew. Got a little bit more, y'all. Psalm 33:4, it says, for the word of the Lord is upright, and all his work is done in faithfulness. So there you go. Again, he's going to keep his word. His word is upright. He's going to do it out of the faithfulness for himself and for his word and what he said he's going to do. Now, again, I don't think we should take advantage of that and try to be like, well, God got mercy for me today, so let me go out here and sin, and all that. At some point, time will be running out and enough will be enough in X, Y, and Z. So you just want to make sure that your oil is always ready and everything like that. I mean, I know we was kind of talking about that. Was it yesterday or the other day? Whenever it was, I can't remember when it was, but basically, yeah, I mean, just again, staying ready, right? What was gird the herd? That the other day when I was talking about gird the herd. I mean, listen, people seem really shocked and surprised about some of the things, or they don't seem to see some of this stuff at all. But for those of us that do, again, see and hear the things that are going on, I mean, a lot of people are feeling like it's the end times, end of days. We might not be there exactly, but we getting close to it. Things like that. And again, no man knows the day nor the hour. So who knows, right? But you want to be ready regardless, right? So that's ultimately the juice this morning. Y'all can go deeper. There are a few verses to peruse and that marinate on your heart, souls, and minds that are in the go deeper section. Hopefully they will encourage you and inspire you, with all of this. Understanding that at the end of the day, God is faithful. We don't have to understand his faithfulness. We just need to appreciate it and live accordingly. And that's the juice. That is the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is 1 Corinthians 10:13, which is funny because I actually put it in the Go Deeper section as well before I realized that it was the Bible verse of today. And it says, there have no temptation take you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tonight on Biblical Sex 101. But if not, then I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, subscribing, sharing, all those wonderful things. Shout out to my guy over there in Australia, UN. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning in and commenting and everything like that. Yeah, y'all hit that notification bell so y'all can tune in to us tonight for Biblical Sex 101, as well as, hey, let's get ready for this new episode of the GSL Talk Show coming out tomorrow, as well. Both of those should be airing at 7. So 7 p.m. tonight, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. As for today, I'm thinking about going to hustle in the streets. We don't see. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So, yeah. Before I do the show. So that's one thing. Tomorrow, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing that interview that got rescheduled the other day. Then maybe I'll work out there tomorrow too. I don't know. Y'all know that I've been kind of more so hustling from home, with the exception of last night. I went and did that event, but yeah, I just kind of been home majority of the week. So, go get a few dollars, you know what I'm saying? See what the Lord do. And yeah, that's all with that, y'all. Well, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Like I said, I look forward to talking to you all later on this evening, if the Lord's will. And yeah, I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great, great Thursday. Bye-bye.